Hello everybody and welcome back to the Film Custodian Show. I am your host, the Film Custodian, and I got my green lights going because, I don't know what that is. That's not aliens. Aliens is more like, or something like that. Wes Anderson goes aliens as Wes Anderson could in Asteroid City. Okay, so Asteroid City. Disappointed. Disappointed is the word of the day, I think. So Wes Anderson does Wes Anderson. He has a specific style that he does, which is everything is basically on tracks. There's a lot of tracking in, there's a lot of tracking out, there's a lot of super close-ups. The way that he the way that his composing of a shot is done, all the mise-en-scène that's going on and everything. It's very well done. It's a very distinct style. It's a style that he actually borrowed from, other artists and auteurs, I guess you could say, from back when. And it's kind of developed. I mean, when you go back to his original film, Bottle Rocket, I believe was his first film. I saw that film. It's a good movie. It's very kind of, it's more low budget, you can tell. It's kind of independent. There's a lot of handheld stuff going on. And then the further you go along, I think, kind of when you get around Life Aquatic, which is one of my favorite Wes Anderson films, I just find myself going back to that film all the time. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of where he's starting to develop that style where, there's just, you're kind of going from here, you're kind of going from there. The tracking shots and the style that he's known for. But unfortunately, at this point, it's like that's all that he is anymore. Wes Anderson, it's like he's just become the style. Wes Anderson is this style where you're going to have all kinds of interesting characters or just whatever, quirky characters. In this case, they're not interesting, but quirky characters, bright colors and the camera panning in and out and on the tracking shots and his very distinct editing. That's all you are anymore, man. It's like he's just style and there ain't a lot of substance. Okay, so Asteroid City, the plot. Set in a retro futuristic version of the 1950s, a TV host introduces a televised production of the inverse fictional Asteroid City, a play by famed playwright Conrad Earp. So, in other words, this is a play that's taking place, in a typical Wes Anderson fashion. There's the stories within stories. So, Bryan Cranston is kind of a host of a show. It's almost like a Twilight Zone inspired kind of host. It's in black and white. And we're watching those people create the play, and there's a bunch of different people in there. Adrian Brody is the director of the play. Then the playwright himself is actually Edward Norton off somewhere else, which again is played off in the play, and then when you're actually watching the play take place, which is Asteroid City, which is Schwartzman and his family get stuck in this small town. There's an asteroid that fell there, and then eventually an alien comes down, takes the asteroid away, in the funniest moment in the entire film, and then after that they're on lockdown. The army comes in, and it's like no one's leaving this town. And now everybody has to deal with Wes Anderson issues, which is basically, you have children that are super smart. You have children that hate their parents. You have somebody died and somebody's grieving. This film's about grief. Schwartzman's, his wife died and he waits forever to tell his kids. His father-in-law is played by Tom Hanks, which is one of the saving graces of this film. Tom Hanks is great in this movie. He should have been a bigger part of the film, I think. I think Schwartzman can hold his own, but it's just not that interesting. The kid actors are all new, which is, for the most part, which is good, because everybody else is a well-known actor. It's like all of Hollywood, well, especially now, everybody's on strike, but back before, because this must have been post-pandemic filming, so... and nobody's making any movies, they're like, oh, let's all be in a Wes Anderson movie. He's a well-known artist. He's a guy. And it's like, yes, he's one of the only artists, it seems, or actual filmmakers that understand filmmaking and the language of cinema working in Hollywood today. He's really great, which is why maybe my expectations were too high. I was just disappointed. The story is just bland. His dialogue, his writing was kind of bland. I wasn't really engaged, and as evidenced by I fell asleep. It's like I hear about people falling asleep in the cinema, but I actually did fall asleep very briefly, and I'm like, oh, damn, and so. Yeah, what else can I say? I mean, the story, the characters, it's all pretty bland. The cinematography and his style and all the technicalities of Wes Anderson is great, but it's just the end result was just a very bland movie, and definitely not his best. I think Grand Budapest Hotel is way better. I think Moonrise Kingdom is way better, and I think Life Aquatic is way better. And those are my three favorite Wes Anderson films, and I think that as much as I think Grand Budapest is still Wes Anderson's best film, I still find myself going back to watch Life Aquatic a lot. There's just interesting characters, interesting stories going on, and it's just more of a fast pace. There's more of an editing, the motion of it, the style, the pacing of the film is great with the music alongside of it. This film was just like stuck dead in the water. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't have the motion of it. And it sucks because this is the second film where I've been disappointed. I'm not a big fan of the French Dispatch either. And those were like three different stories. They're going, in the French Dispatch, they're going over the different newspaper stories, and so they're all told separately, like an anthology type of way. I wasn't too impressed by that. But, yeah, it's just, there's not, I mean, which makes me kind of wonder, did I ever like Wes Anderson, or was it just sort of like lightning happened to strike in the right spot that I enjoyed Grand Budapest, Moonrise, and, Life Aquatic? Like, am I actually a fan of Wes Anderson? Because these couple of films I'm not a fan of. I mean, even going back to Isle of Dogs, I'm not a really big fan of that one either, because everybody is just... It's very, it's super dry humor. It's like, I'm a fan of dry humor, but this is like super dry humor. This is the point where it's like every little quirkiness, every little thing, it's a very specific type. Like, it's not, like, these movies aren't for mass audiences. They're not. And I can't even recommend this, definitely don't recommend this movie, Asteroid City, to a wide audience. I only recommend it to people that like Wes Anderson. And I think Wes Anderson films fans are going to be disappointed. Unless you're just walking into that, very, just very still, everyone's still, and everyone's, well, we're saying a bunch of dialogue, and then we're saying more dialogue, and then we're saying more dialogue, and then we're going, blah, 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 and then they walk up and then move the screen away. And it's like, that works sometimes. It just doesn't work this time. I don't know. It's like Wes Anderson didn't himself enough for this film. I don't know, but there are better Wes Anderson films. I give this movie a 6 out of 10 in the end. Yeah, man, I was just disappointed, and I don't know, maybe you'll get more enjoyment out of it. Let me know in the comments below. Did you like this film? Did you hate this film? Do you like Wes Anderson movies, or you don't like Wes Anderson movies? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the film. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy this video or any of my other videos, please like and subscribe. And please share the video as well. Share it with your friends, share it with your family. And then in the links below, I have my other channels. I do a podcast with my buddy. We're monster hunters. We talk about just various cryptids, urban legends, and monsters in our characters, Baxter and the General. And it's a lot of fun. Head over there, check those things out. Otherwise, yeah, have a good day.